Well, hello guys, welcome back. I hate drinking on camera. I actually do apologize, but I did this for 10 minutes, didn't like it. And what I want to talk to you about today is, one, happy Martin Luther King Day, and two, even though no one will ever talk about it, let's talk about white privilege. Because we have it, most of us. Those of us that are white, or as I've been told, pass for white, we have it. We do. And it's something you can't put down. What is white privilege? It's being able to go into a store and people don't watch you to see if you're going to shoplift. It's being able to go apply to any kind of job. Not even questioning if they'll let you apply. It's being able to go live wherever you want, provided you have the money to move there. It's being able to get assistance more easily if you need assistance. It's a lot of things that we just take for granted that come from our whiteness because it's something built into our culture. We have a very white culture and we can't pretend we do. We like to pretend we're diversified during Black History Month and Martin Luther King Day. We all like to pretend we're diversified, but let's admit it. It's a very different thing to celebrate Martin Luther King Day and to honor Mr. King. As a white person, saying, yeah, he fought for equality, I'm behind that, than to look at it as anyone else and say, we have so far to go. And we do. And in our religion we do. There are people that will say you can't work with Loki because you're not white. Well, one, white was a term invented several hundred years ago because they needed to separate people from getting along too well. All the other people were getting along pretty decently, or were paying never no mind to certain other people. And then somebody came along and said, well, what if we make up this word white and we're all white? We're not equal, but we're all white anyhow. And then as the centuries rolled on, we kind of forgot about that, different stages of whiteness part. And now we're all the same class of white person. We can all go anywhere. We can all apply for anything. This isn't the 18th century. I don't have to worry about being Italian and going to apply for work for somewhere. It's a privilege we can't put down either. If we wanted to go join, a group, provided they accepted Lokeans, we could go join a group, or we want to join a group of Lokeans. It would probably be no problem. We do get a pass card, we do get a privilege, and people usually give us the privilege of working with most any god we want. And it's a privilege we have that was kind of handed down to us. And it has nothing to do with ancestry. It has to do with the color of our skin. And that's what white privilege looks like. White privilege looks like being able to, as I say, go wherever you want to shop, go wherever you want to eat, go wherever you want to work or live, marry whomever you want. And it extends into paganism and extends into Wicca. It's considered a whites-only domain by some, which is wrong, by the way. It's wrong. The gods don't, check your color when you come in. Some people say the gods don't see color. They're very aware of what color we are. It's just they don't care. They don't say, oh boy, you're white, you're super special. They don't care. Loki and Odin themselves aren't going to say, oh boy, you're white, you get to do whatever you want. No, they're going to say you get to work and listen like everyone else. So, we have to remember on days like today and like Juneteenth and any other holiday that, would be a holiday that we might choose to embrace, but we embrace it from a totally different, viewpoint than the people that, originated the holiday. I mean, there's this big debate, is Kwanzaa open to everyone? Of course Kwanzaa is open to everyone, but you're celebrating it from a totally different viewpoint if you're white than if you are African American or anything else. We have the privilege of walking away. We have the privilege of saying, no, this is boring. I don't care about Black history. I don't care about this, or don't care about that, or I kind of like being white. And if we want to be totally honest, we would not give up our privilege. It's nice being able to walk into any restaurant and get waited on. It's nice being able to work anywhere or live anywhere, provided we have the money. It's nice being trusted when you go into a bank. It's nice, you know, being able to lose your temper and act like a child and do terrible things on YouTube and be forgiven because you have white privilege. So it is a thing. And people on the far right, of course, don't want to admit it's a thing, but that's white privilege too. We can have the far right. We can have crazy people. And it's seen as white privilege that people can't censor what we say, people can't censor what we do. We have a certain YouTuber returning because, you know, white privilege. If you're white, male, and rich, you pretty much own the world. And you know it. And you know it. You know it's a thing. And the thing Loki asks us is to try and share those privileges around. I didn't say give up all your wealth. I didn't say debase yourself. Try and share those privileges around. When you see someone trying to work with Loki or the gods and you see someone else attacking them and saying no, say, hey, come with me. You can work with the gods. It's fine. You know, they don't get to tell you you can't work with the gods because of the color of your skin. Because that's one thing we can't change. That's one thing we can't change. We white people could, you know, be in a tanning booth all day. Whatever. And I say white even though, you know, there's this big intercultural debate in my area of what makes you white. There is. There's like certain people of certain backgrounds are considered white and certain people aren't. And I don't care. But in today's day and age, most of us, the vast majority of us, are considered white. So, there you go. Those are just my thoughts. We do, you know, whether we consider ourselves white or not, most of us do pass on white privilege, and we have it pretty good. Even if we're struggling financially, we can still go wherever we want, do whatever we want. Thankfully, things are changing, things are getting better, but we have to remember we always have a long way to go because there are always those people that want to return to the antebellum self and think things were great. You see the Oompa Loompa we have in the White House, so, you know, remain vigilant, guys. Protect our brothers and sisters that perhaps, you know, cannot protect themselves at times. If you see them being attacked, say, hey, this isn't cool. Loki wouldn't do this. Odin wouldn't do this. Thor wouldn't do this. They're big gods. If they don't want to work with somebody, it will be based on that person's character. It will not be based on the color of their skin. I can tell you that much. So, I hope you guys like what you see. This will probably be my last video because I'm probably not allowed to talk about white privilege, even though it exists. But I thought it was appropriate today. And Loki's not cool with it, by the way. If I start getting uppity and acting like I could do whatever I want, be an obnoxious jerk on YouTube just because of the color of my skin, and felt like I wasn't going to get published and I was punished, and I was using my pass card, Loki would be the one to punish me. Loki would be the one to punish me. So, take it for what it's worth. I know it's going to make a lot of people mad. I'm probably going to have like 3 loyal subs left. Or maybe 2, I don't know. But I will see you guys later, and always remember, you know, if you have privilege, and working with Loki is a privilege, try and share it around with the people that you see struggling. You don't have to solve their problems for them. You don't have to do the work with Loki for them. I'm not saying you have to do that, but you can say, yeah, you can start to work with Loki, and then, you know, they can take it from there. So, just figured I'd give you guys my 2 cents. Watch me get like 5 million hate comments on it. If I have to, I'll probably disable the comments or something. I don't know. But I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.